Buying a car should feel like an investment, not a gamble. But according to Consumer Reports, some of the most popular vehicles on the road today are quietly draining their owners' bank accounts. We're counting down 11 cars Consumer Reports warns will cost you thousands in repairs. And the last one on this list has an average repair bill that'll make your jaw drop before it even hits 50,000 miles. Stick around, because by the end of this, you'll know exactly which cars to walk away from at the dealership. Let's start the countdown. Number 11, the Rivian R1T. This electric truck turns heads with its rugged styling and genuine off-road ability, but the price tag climbs fast, starting around $71,700 and pushing past $90,000 for the top trim. Owners have reported software glitches, suspension trouble, and long waits for repairs, since Rivian's service network is still thin compared to established truck brands. The 314-mile range sounds solid on paper, but the company's proprietary charging connector limits your options on long trips. In 2024 alone, the R1T was hit with 4 separate recalls, covering everything from airbags to accelerator pedal issues. For a truck this expensive, that's a lot of unfinished business. Number 10, the Ford Bronco. It looks the part with its boxy, retro design and off-road trims starting near $39,600, with the Raptor version climbing well past $79,000. But underneath the styling, reliability has been a real problem. Several model years, including the 2021 to 2023 Bronco Sport, were recalled over a cracked fuel injector that could actually start a fire. Owners have also reported transmission trouble and unusually noisy engines, with some V6 versions showing valve train issues that quietly rob you of performance. The interior doesn't help the case either, with cheap-feeling materials and rattles showing up early, and fuel economy sits at a rough 17 miles per gallon, which makes this adventure vehicle an expensive one to drive every day. Number 9, the Dodge Durango. Starting around $40,000 with the top SRT Hellcat trim, pushing past $115,000, the Durango sells itself on serious performance. A best-in-class tow rating near 8,700 pounds, and genuinely quick acceleration. But that muscle comes at a cost. The V8 version averages just 15 miles per gallon, and owners have reported engine failures along with a persistent ticking noise tied to exhaust manifold problems. Safety scores also lag behind the rest of the segment, missing some active safety features that competitors include standard. It's a genuinely fun vehicle to drive, right up until the repair bills start piling up. Number 8, the Jeep Wrangler. Off-road enthusiasts love it, and at around $33,000 to start, it looks like an easy entry point into that world. But Consumer Reports and plenty of owners point to real reliability concerns underneath the fun exterior. The steering has been described as vague and wandering, which makes highway driving more tiring than it should be, and the stiff suspension turns every pothole into an event. Multiple recalls have hit the Wrangler over the years, covering faulty fuel lines, airbag defects, and even structural cracks on certain models. Fuel economy sits around 19 miles per gallon, among the worst in its class, and depreciation is steep enough that a lot of owners end up owing more than the truck is actually worth. Number 7, the Jaguar F-Pace. Starting at $58,300, this luxury SUV has the looks to justify the price, but Consumer Reports has consistently flagged it for reliability problems that undercut the whole experience. Owners report persistent electrical glitches, especially in the infotainment system, along with excessive oil consumption and fuel pump failures that show up even on newer models. Jaguar has issued recalls covering brake system defects serious enough to raise real safety concerns. In an independent reliability survey, Jaguar landed near the very bottom of the pack, ranking 29th out of 32 manufacturers, behind Audi, BMW, Mercedes, and Porsche. For a luxury badge, that's a rough place to sit. Number 6. The Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid. Starting at $44,145, this minivan looks like a smart, eco-friendly pick, especially with an 82 mpge rating and a $7,500 tax credit sweetening the deal. But the reliability record tells a different story. The 2021 model ran into serious problems with its EV battery and charging system, with owners reporting frozen screens and battery warmers that simply stopped working. The 2023 model brought a fresh headache, a recall over a defective wiring connector in the transmission that could cause the engine to stall without warning. In total, more than 67,000 Pacifica hybrids across several model years have been recalled, which is a lot of green credentials undercut by a shaky track record. Before we get to the final 5, and trust me, they get worse, take a second to subscribe if you don't want to accidentally buy one of these. All right, let's keep going. Number 5. The Volkswagen Jetta. Marketed as an affordable, stylish compact sedan starting at $21,995, the Jetta looks like a safe, sensible choice on the surface. Underneath, older models from 2019 to 2021 have struggled with transmission failures, engine stalling, and electrical gremlins that don't show up until you're well past the warranty period. Recalls covering defective fuel lines and airbag malfunctions have only added to the concerns. The DSG gearbox on certain model years, in particular, has developed a reputation for transmission issues that owners describe as expensive and frustrating to diagnose. It's not a bad-looking car, it's just not always an honest one about what it'll cost you down the road. Number 4. The Land Rover Range Rover Sport. This is one of the most expensive SUVs on the market, with recent model years starting between $83,000 and $85,000 before options. According to Consumer Reports, that price doesn't buy you peace of mind. The complexity of its systems, from air suspension to its advanced electronics, means repairs get expensive fast, and parts availability can turn a simple fix into a long wait. Certain model years have been particularly rough, with owners reporting engine, transmission, and electrical issues that piled up faster than the warranty could cover. It's a genuinely luxurious SUV to sit in, right up until something goes wrong, and then it's one of the most expensive vehicles on this entire list to fix. Number 3. The Fiat 500L. Starting around $24,000, it looked like a quirky, affordable alternative to the usual compact crossover crowd. In practice, models from 2014 to 2017 became notorious for transmission failures and engine stalling that showed up early and often. Recalls piled up too, covering everything from airbags to fuel leaks to suspension defects. Resale value collapsed just as fast, with some owners reporting losses of half the car's value in only 3 years. Fiat eventually pulled the plug entirely, discontinuing the 500L in the US in 2021. When a manufacturer quietly walks away from its own model, that tells you something about how the ownership experience actually went. Number 2. The GMC Sierra 1500. Priced anywhere from $38,945 to nearly $87,000, depending on trim, this truck sells itself on capability and comfort. But models from 2014 to 2019 have a well-documented history of transmission failures, engine trouble, and faulty electronics that owners describe as a constant, low-grade headache. Recalls have covered brake system failures on some trucks and fire risks tied to the engine block heater on others, which is about as serious as a recall gets. Fuel economy doesn't do it any favors either, averaging just 17 miles per gallon for a truck this size. Consumer Reports has even pointed out that GMC's own sibling, the Chevy Silverado, tends to tow more and prove more dependable for less money. Number 1. The Mitsubishi Mirage. It's one of the cheapest new cars you can buy, which is exactly why it lands at the top of this list. Cheap up front doesn't mean cheap to own. The 3-cylinder engine is underpowered, noisy, and vibrates noticeably at highway speed, and acceleration is sluggish enough to make merging genuinely stressful. The car has been hit with recalls over an internal sensor in the airbag system that can misread vibrations and fail to deploy properly in a real crash. Maintenance costs run higher than you'd expect for something this small, averaging over $5,100 in repairs across the first 10 years of ownership. Mitsubishi is discontinuing the Mirage in the US entirely, with no 2025 model planned, which says a lot about how this one aged. Those are the 11 cars Consumer Reports warns will cost you thousands in repairs, and every single one of them looked like a smart buy on paper before the bills started coming in. Drop a comment and let us know if you own one of these, or if you dodged a bullet by passing on it. If this video helped you avoid a costly mistake, subscribe for more breakdowns like this before you make your next car buying decision.